habit.
Well, I'm joined now by Yukari Sakamoto. She's the author of a book on Tokyo's food and drink scene and also runs market tours. Welcome to you. Great to have you on the programme. You've been in the drinks industry for more than 20 years. Have you seen a shift in how different generations consume alcohol?
There has been a big change, and most recently with the coronavirus and the pandemic. There was a time when the restaurants were actually forbidden from selling alcohol, and people started working at home. So you see, there's not the group of people running out after work to drink and to relieve stress from the workday. So there's definitely been a decrease in people drinking outside.
And what do you make of this plea to encourage more young people to drink more?
So for me, I've worked as a sommelier. I've also studied shochu and sake. I think it's fine. I think it's interesting that they're encouraging younger people to even talk about drinking. And I don't think it's going to change the younger people in Japan to become strong drinkers or even be concerned with alcoholism and all that. So I think it's a fun idea, but also it's not, of course it's not healthy.
Not healthy, but is it also something that they would warm to, do you think? Because there's clearly a reason why the younger generations have shifted away from drinking alcohol.
You know, in the last few years, people, the younger kids, let's say the college students, a lot of them are studying online, so they're not even at the opportunity to say after classes on Friday night to let's go out, and same with those from working from home. So I think it could be interesting. Let's see what the kids come out with for their ideas that they're going to promote, you know, the popularity of alcoholic drinks. But at the same time, you've got coffee that's very popular and non-alcoholic drinks, fruit smoothies. So there are a lot of other beverages competing for the younger consumers.
And as you mentioned, you were a sommelier there 20 years ago. Just paint a picture of what the drinking culture was like there then.
So part of my job is I take tourists, and now, of course, the tourists are not able to come into Japan, so that's a hard thing. But I would take them on a tour of drinking spots that were very local, where there was no English spoken, and we would start at a smoky joint where the guy behind the counter is charring chicken skewers, and we would drink a cold beer. And then we would move on to another space where there was local sake, sashimi. So there is a big culture with drinking and food and gathering with friends. But again, with the pandemic and with coronavirus, people are encouraged from not gathering in big crowds, not drinking too much because that encourages talking, and then the virus gets spread in the air. So it's an interesting idea, but I think until the coronavirus numbers settle down, it may take a while for the consumption of alcohol to come back up.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that in some countries there's been a backlash to the lockdowns and the restrictions over the past 2 years, and people have been going out again in droves because they feel that need to socialise, but you don't see that happening there yet.
You know, it's in speaking to my friends in Europe and in the US, a lot of my friends have had coronavirus. They know people who've had it, but in Japan it's still quite rare. And my family out in the countryside, they know no one who's had it. So it's still, we're still being very cautious in Japan, which I guess is okay. But at some point, we will start needing to go out. But at the moment, you don't see the izakaya, the pubs in my area are still quite quiet, even on weekend nights.
Okay, Yukari Sakamoto, really interesting to get your thoughts. Thanks very much for joining us.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed.